for this. This is the side opposite left cap. And one thing I want to emphasize is this is not the same as this. Right? You want to try and get a full range of motion, so you're not doing like a little baby cap, you're doing a big cap. Okay. Now, if you wanted to be doing the swivel between these two, what's happening is you're in side opposite right on the right-hand side, and then on the extension, you come into side opposite left on the left-hand side. Then on the extension, you come back to side opposite right. So ostensibly, what's happening in the middle is you're doing a long arm butterfly as the transition between both of these caps. Side opposite right, so the left is underhand on this side. So this is the cap, right? You're starting an underhand at the bottom, you do in-spin to the top, anti-spin back down. Now when you're going around in the circle, what you do is at the bottom of the turn, you do a big extension, switch sides of the body as you turn around and come to the other side and end up on the bottom. So it's bottom to bottom. Then you're going to do an anti-spin up, then you do a big extension. So you're doing a 360 as you switch sides of the body and you come back up to the top. Then you do an anti-spin down, big extension to the bottom, then anti-spin up, big extension to the top, anti-spin down, big extension to the bottom, anti-spin up, big extension to top, anti-spin down, big extension to bottom, anti-spin up, big extension to top, anti-spin down, big extension to bottom, anti-spin, extension, 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 anti-spin, extension. Now, where the left hand, you do the extension bottom to bottom from the right side. With the right hand, you do the extension top to top. So they're at the opposite position. Right hand, you're in-spin down, anti-spin up. Then you do the big extension from overhand at the top all the way around to the top, then anti-spin down. Big extension to the bottom, anti-spin up. Big extension to the top, anti-spin down. Big extension to the bottom, anti-spin up. Big extension to the top, anti-spin down, big extension down, anti-spin up, big extension to the top, anti-spin down, extension, anti-spin, 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 extension, and anti-spin, extension. With this particular movement, you're doing what I call the waka waka. So, you know, for those of us old enough to remember Pac-Man, waka waka waka, right? As if you're eating you're eating the little dots. So you're here, and then you're doing your anti-spin here. Now this is where you're going to do the turn with the extension. And what will happen is in the front. So if you turn to the front, I'm now in an opposite direction butterfly with extension, right? So I was here, and I'm coming to vertical with the left on top and the right on bottom. And then if you went fully around the circle, you would be doing an underhand opposite butterfly, where you meet at the left, you're opposite at the top and the bottom, and you meet on the right. Waka, 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 waka. Now, from this vertical position, if you turn to the left and complete the rotation, so the right comes back to the top, which is where it started, and the left comes to the bottom. Starting from the right, right's on top, left's on bottom, we'll go in quarter turns. So you're first going to horizontal. Now you're rotating your body to face the front, left's on top, right's on bottom. Then you're going to horizontal, and then right's on top, left's on bottom. Then you do your anti-spin, and then we're going to go back the other way. They both go to horizontal. Now right's on top, left's on bottom. Then they both go to horizontal on the right side, and then the right goes down and the left goes up. Then you do anti-spin to switch position again, and now you've done one full cycle. So let's repeat it. You're here, you go to horizontal, you turn to the front, left's on top, right's on bottom, go to horizontal on the left side, right goes up, left comes down, switch positions, then go to horizontal, right comes up, left comes down as you come to the front, horizontal on the right side, right down, left up, and then anti-spin back to where you started. So a little bit faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. Horizontal, turn left, top, right, bottom, horizontal, then right up, left, down, switch position, and then horizontal, turn right, top, left, bottom, horizontal, right, bottom, left, top, anti-spin to switch position. So it's zhunk, zhunk, then switch position, then zhunk, zhunk, switch position. Zhunk, zhunk, switch position, zhunk, zhunk, switch position. Zhunk, zhunk, switch position, zhunk, zhunk, switch position, zhunk, zhunk, switch position, zhunk, zhunk, switch position. Oh, if we were to try it with the poi, the right would be an overhand here, the left would be an underhand, right's at the top, left's at the bottom. We would do a big extension, switch positions, anti-spin, big extension, switch positions. 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 So big extension, anti-spin, big extension, anti-spin, big extension, anti-spin, big extension, anti-spin. So when I'm saying switch positions, that is the anti-spin portion of it. If you're struggling getting all the way around, let's just start with something that's maybe simpler, but even if it's not simpler, it will still help you with your connections. Let's start from the right side here, where the right's on top, left's on bottom, and then all I want to do is turn to the left into this long arm split time giant butterfly, and then turn back to the cap on the right. So you turn left into the butterfly, and then when the right hand's on top, turn right, going back into the cap. And then when the right's on top, turn left into the butterfly, and then when the right's on top, turn right into the cap, and then when the right's on top, turn left into the butterfly, and when the right's on top, turn right back into the cap. Once you have this side, then we can do this side. So on this side, left hand is overhand, right hand is underhand. And what's going to happen is when the left is on top and the right is on bottom, you're going to turn into the butterfly. And then when the left is on top, you turn back into the cap. When the left is on the bottom, turn to the butterfly. When the left is on top, turn back into the cap. And turn to the butterfly, and turn to the cap. And turn to the butterfly, and turn to the cap. And turn to the butterfly, turn to the cap. Turn to the butterfly, turn to the cap. Now, hold the butterfly, hold the butterfly, hold the butterfly. When the right's on top, turn to the right to the cap. And then turn back to the butterfly, hold the butterfly, hold the butterfly. When the left's on top, turn left to the cap. And now, when the right is coming up, turn right into the butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Now when the right's on top, turn right to the cap. And then when the left is coming up, turn left into the butterfly. And then when the left is coming across the top, turn left to the cap. So you can use this nice little cheat to help you get more comfortable with it. And then through time, you just get rid of the extra rotations of the butterfly in the middle. So it would look something like this. You're capping, you're butterflying, you're capping, you're butterflying, you're capping, you're butterflying, you're capping, you're butterflying. And now, instead of doing more than one butterfly, I'm just passing through. I'm just going to pass through briefly, pass through briefly, pass through briefly,